Hi, this is Denise Mathew, and today I'm going to do a adjustable one bead ring. The nice thing about this ring is you can make it as many wraps around your finger as you like. One key thing about doing this is that when you're using your wire, you're going to make sure that that you can get two pieces of wire through the bead. Always check that because it won't work otherwise. So that means you need a bead with a fairly good size drill. I'm working with a 22 gauge wire. I have about a little over a foot, and I'm going to do a ring that's about a size 7. So I'm just going to wrap the size 7 around the wire around the size 7 once, and then once I'm there, I'm just going to measure that, and that would be about a little over 2 inches. And then I'm just going to do about 6 inches, and so 8 inches. So now that I have 8 inches of wire, I'm going to just go to mark that with my finger and then just go to the center of it. Take my chain nose, I'm just going to take my chain nose pliers and I'm going to just squeeze the end of that a little bit. Don't cross them, just keep them parallel because that's going to be the base of your ring. And then I'm just going to string one of the wires through and then 2. Okay. So this will be the base of the ring that goes around your finger, and then this will be the top of the ring. Okay, so now that I have that, see there's a little tail there. So you're just going to take your pliers and you're just going to wrap it around. Just wrap it around once or twice around this base wire, the longer wire. Just wrap that wire around like that. And it's really just to keep it in place, the bead in place. Okay, so then just if there's an extra little bit, just cut that back and press it in. And if there's any sharp bits, make sure that you either fall them down or just make sure that they're not going to hurt anybody. And so if this is bent on this side, don't worry about it. Just come back and kind of use your fingers to try and stretch it out as much as you can. And if it's twisted, just twist it back into place. It's okay. You can use your pliers if you prefer, because the most important thing is you want to have these wires side by side. Okay, so something like that. What you can do is you can use some wire straightening pliers. They're ideal for getting the wire pretty nice and straight. So now that you have that, you're just going to finish it on the other side. And all you're doing with this is you're just going to take that leftover wire and just start to wrap around your bead. And wrap at the sides, not over across it. So just keep wrapping, and you can wrap as much or as little as you like. It's really, you can use up all the wire, or you can decide not to use as much and just trim back whatever you don't want to use. So I'm just going to continue to wrap around. Okay, until I'm just going to use all of this wire, wrapping at the sides. So you have something like this, and then you just need a little bit left over. I would say probably about 3/4 of an inch or to 1/2 an inch. So you just bring that around, and what you're going to do is just going to wrap it around that base of your wire a few times. And again, this is just going to keep that wire in place. Just wrap it around, and it'll tighten up all your wires that you've wrapped around at the same time. So this is what you would have. And then if there's any wires that have sort of crept up, you can just push them down with your fingers like that. Okay? And now, if you notice, my wires have remained parallel. I'm just going to hammer it to wire harden it so that it will stay in place on my finger. And the nice thing about this ring is that you can use whatever side you prefer. The back side of the ring, if you prefer that side, you can use that as the front, or you can use the front part where you have the wrap. It's whatever you prefer. So I'm just going to use the other side for the front of my ring, and everything's nice and wire hardened and flattened out. Now I'm just going to take my ring mandrel, and I'm just going to go back to that size 7, and again, you can just wrap it around your finger if you prefer. And I'm just going to start to wrap it around, work a little bit to get it to shape on, but at that point you just take it off. And because the bead is round, you're going to need to just kind of bend that bead a little bit. Just finish bending it into place so that it will fit on your finger. So if you notice, it's more of a sort of a double wrap. You can continue to shape it the way you want to. Again, put it on your finger and see how it works. This concludes the tutorial. Hope you liked it. If you did, please like, share, subscribe, and comment. We'll see you next time. Thanks for coming. Bye for now.